Feel like lucid be my dreams. Said you love me, so I'm sure you know the means. It's like I'm living all inside a movie in a dream. Sequels to my life entirely up to me. Slowly suffocating, do you notice how it feels? Baby, can you hold me while I'm running through the field? Like hills that have the eye, but I do not think they see me. Even if they do, then I guess gon' have to kill me.
Bro, I don't know, that nigga is ass, bro. He was ass. Nigga shot 28% from the field.
Unshocking update in the trial of T Grizzley's auntie, Jobina Brown. This is an update that I don't think I was
Remember, I was defending this shit. I was saying, yo, I don't think I'm not putting no... Yo, I feel like to put a murder on a nigga is crazy. At least others had a decent career, but that nigga was just ass. Nah, he was. He shot 28% from the field. But yo, like, the reason I never sat up here a lot, the first time I was like, oh, T Grizzley fucking killed his aunt, is I feel like that's a crazy allegation to throw on a nigga.
I don't think anybody who heard the details and the evidence of this case was expecting, but we have to talk about it.
She managed T Grizzley, one of Detroit's most popular rappers, but earlier this week, Jobina Brown was shot and killed on the city's east side.
We don't know.
Tonight, we're hearing from a local radio show host who worked with Brown. 7 Action News reporter Anu Prakash joins us live from the scene to tell us how Brown is being remembered and what police are saying. Anu.
Well, Glenda, Detroit police tell me that homicide investigators are still working on this case, still trying to figure out what led up to the shooting here on 3 Mile Road just off of Mac.
Now, we know the imbecile that's responsible for Jobina Brown's death is Wu Thing, Wu 600, close friend, associate, same gang as T Grizzley's close friend, Buka.
I wouldn't say T Grizzley fell off, and this happened like in 2019.
600. I'll spare
like
you the details. Go to my T Grizzley playlist if you want to hear the full story from day one. This is just an update, okay? So a lot of us thought this dude was cooked. We thought he was done for, because he was found in Chicago driving around the getaway vehicle in this murder, as well as being in possession with the firearm in the murder. Sir.
Bro, do you know how... Okay, imagine you go on a hit. I already said this in the last one, but like, bro, imagine you go on a hit. You kill a nigga. You kill somebody. In a whip with a stick. Why would you still keep the same stick that you used to kill somebody with that matches the ballistics? You and the serial number not even scraped off. You didn't even, bro. You killed a nigga with a gun. The serial number not even scraped off, and you're driving the same fucking whip with the same tags that you used in a fucking murder. Like dumb ass shit. Like
the evidence is so impeccable. I'm asking, why is a trial needed? They found him in possession of the getaway vehicle, the murder weapon, and they pinged his cell phone in the vicinity of the murder for 2 hours. He was sitting on the location. Come on, bro. Throw away the keys. But apparently, that's not what's going to be happening, at least for now. After all this evidence, after all my it's over, he's done video.
Yeah, they're saying he's going to beat it. I don't know how, though. Like, I'm confused.
This man went to court in front of a jury of his peers, and a hung jury came back. They could not make up a decision. They could not find him guilty. It was a mistrial. The hung jury was returned back on the 31st. I knew about this for about 2 days, but I was kind of waiting, right?
No, that's the thing though. He didn't get found guilty on it. It was a hung jury. This is the thing about court shit, because you might look at the evidence and be like, oh, he's fucked. Like with the Diddy shit, niggas like, oh, he's fucked. But when I actually started watching I watched like the case breakdown of everything, and like was seeing the documents coming out of court, and it looked like he was gonna beat it. This one, it probably looks like he was cooked, but there might be something more that we didn't see that.
Who reported on it? Because there's a couple of dudes who claim they've been in the courtroom on YouTube, but somehow none of them reported on this. They're gonna wait for Flacco to report on it, and then they're gonna make a video. But coincidentally, they're gonna make a video about my update that they didn't have before I made the update, even though they supposedly had people in the courtroom. But we're going to address those dudes a little later in this video. But the main question is, how did he beat this? His phone was pinged at the crime scene for 2 hours. He was found in possession of the murder weapon and the getaway vehicle, and his phone is being pinged leaving the city like minutes after the shooting and going back to Chicago, and his phone was also pinged coming to Detroit. How did he beat this? So first off, he tried to get the cell phone evidence thrown out. He claims
I wouldn't say yet that he beat it though yet, because even though it's a hung jury, they might run it back. That's the shit that happened in fucking Melly. It was a mistrial and they ran it back. I don't feel like, the only thing though, I don't feel like mistrials should be like, I feel like that shit shouldn't be legal, bro. Where, like, for the Melly shit, right? Did Melly do it? I don't fucking know. But for the Melly shit, this is a good example of this shit. The nigga went to trial. It was a mistrial. They said, fuck that. Held him in jail, and they still ran back the same case for the same charges. Bro, this nigga has been in jail since I was like fucking 15, bro. Bro, you don't know what Melly... Bro. Melly has been in jail since I was like... Bro, when did Melly get locked up? Like 2019? That's fucking... This nigga has been in jail for 6 years for a crime he hasn't been convicted of. Nigga, like... 6 years ago, nigga, I was like fucking what? 50? Yeah, I was like 15, bro. That is crazy. To me, if you need fucking 6 years... Or like 5... I think he went to trial, what, last year? If you need 5 years to go to trial, you go to trial... And it's still a mistrial, and you still can't prove he's guilty with 5 years of evidence, my nigga. I don't feel like you should be able to keep running it back to trial, because there's no possible way you can convince me that like you can prove beyond reasonable doubt. Didn't he kill someone? That's the thing. We don't know. The Melly situation is just like confusing, because like nothing makes sense. Like, if he were to have killed, it doesn't make sense. They're throwing out like, oh, well, he was getting extorted, or one of them wanted to kill his mom. Like, they're throwing out bullshit, but there's no actual evidence of any of that. So it just, none of it makes sense on why he did it or why he didn't do it. It just doesn't make sense. But to me, if you hold a nigga for years in jail, mind you, they have detectives, forensics, fucking police officers, ballistics. They have all these different groups of fucking groups of people that are working on that case for years, and it takes you fucking 6 years. You go to trial and you still can't prove he's guilty. To me, bro, you cannot then run back another trial and be like, oh yeah, beyond reasonable doubt he's found guilty. No, to me, that shit should be that shit should be thrown out. Now there's other cases where, I'm gonna stop yapping in a second, but I know there's other cases where like mistrials should be like, I understand them running the trial back, like the Menendez brothers fucking shit, where they killed their fucking dad and mom, and they admitted to it, and then it got mistrialed because like the nigga was saying he was getting like some assault shit, so they got mistrialed. Or like if it gets thrown out because a lawyer said something he wasn't supposed to say. Those are different. But when it comes to you not being found guilty because of evidence and it's a hung jury or shit like that, I don't feel like you should be able to keep running back the same fucking charge. That's crazy.
Is in somebody else's name. It's not my phone. However,
the number that
belongs to that phone is a number that he is known to use. So he couldn't get it thrown out. It didn't get thrown out. The evidence actually stayed, which to me,
but I feel like the Menendez brothers shit is cap.
I thought was going to be the deciding factor on this case. The cell phone. If the cell phone gets admissible, right? If it's admissible, then he's cooked because you were at the crime scene. But if it's not admissible, then he's going to walk. The cell phone was admissible, but it was still a hung jury. Here's how that's crazy. I don't want to say beat it, because I need to understand. Well, the pretrial hearing is resuming August 15th. The judge told this dude that he'll be able to attend the pretrial and the trial via Zoom. That's already a bad sign. The judge ain't taking this case seriously at all. But here's how exactly he beat it.
I need to hear the details.
Not beat it, but the hung jury. You know what I mean, right? Anything other than guilty in my eyes is a beat it for now. So his lawyer brought his brother to testify, and they brought medical records. So he got shot August 6th. Wu thing. He got shot August 6th, and he was in the hospital until
reasonable crash. I'm gonna talk about the Menendez brothers shit after.
August 15th.
That shit is bullshit, bro.
When he left the hospital, we don't know what his condition is. But his brother testified that when he got shot August 6th, and he was in the hospital until August 15th to testify. And they brought medical records. So he got shot August 6th. Wu thing. He got shot August 6th, and he was in the hospital until August 15th.
Okay.
When he left the hospital,
I'm gonna talk about the Menendez brothers shit in a second.
Is. But his brother testified that when he left the hospital August 15th, that he could barely walk. That he was in horrible shape. That when he left the hospital August 15th, he was disabled. Now, we know the brother came to that court adding cake on it, bruh. We know the brother came to that court and did what he had to do, homie.
This nigga's aunt is rich.
Nobody will really know if he's telling the truth or not. He was shot.
Okay, so I think the reason why the Wu-Tang nigga was able to get away with it, or like why it ended in a hung jury, they were trying to say he was shot, he was injured when he got out. By the time he got out of the hospital, he was hurt and shit. But still, I feel like them having his fucking gun, him having the, I guess his Lawyer tried to go with the route where it's like, bro, he's in the streets. He got that gun and that whip from someone else, and he just had it while he was in Chicago. He didn't actually go and do the drill. I think that's probably what they went with.
He was in the hospital until August 15th. Now, I heard some rumors about that shooting too, but we're not going to talk about it yet. Y'all connect the dots if you want. Nobody would know this. This is like as concrete as an alibi it could get. Because once you leave the hospital and you're in your family home, well, they can lie about your condition as much as they want. Bro, they could say, man, bro, this man could barely walk, even though you was up and about, man, and in the streets afterwards, bro. Even though you was back on your feet playing basketball afterwards. They could still come to court and say, this man could barely walk. We couldn't recognize him, man. He was paraplegic, or whatever the word is.
Paraplegic.
Nothing you could do about it. Even though I'm not buying it, bro, because 2 months later, he was running from the cops in a Detroit alley, bro. You was not that hurt, cut it out. But I think the jury had a hard time reading the medical reports. Oh, okay, he got shot on August 15th. Now, the thing is, we don't even know how severe it was. We just know he was in the hospital until August 15th, but we don't know how severe the injury really was.
Facts.
So the jury is looking at the medical report, looking at the brother testimony, that when he was released from the hospital August 15th, he could barely walk. So the jury is like, man, we having a hard time deciding if he could barely walk August 15th, then to say that he committed this murder August 20th, it's a reach and it's a stretch. But the thing about this is,
I don't know.
He couldn't have been acting alone. So we don't know if he could have been somebody who was just a driver to the situation. And the shooter hasn't been caught yet. So we don't even know what his role was particularly. We just don't know.
My guess is some nigga probably had beef with him, killed his aunt, then T Grizzley probably killed him and took his shit. Niggas were saying that, okay, in the last shit, the video I posted on YouTube with it about it is pretty much like T Grizzley. They were saying that he got his aunt pregnant and she had like his rights to his music. And the nigga who killed his aunt was fucking like homies with one of his best friends. So they're like, yo, he paid them to go and do that to kill his aunt. But then the other aspect was like, what if he had? I don't know. It's a long fucking.
Like they know he was there, because he was found with the murder weapon. He was found with the getaway vehicle, and his phone was pinged.
Did he that? I do it. Apparently, it's not his aunt. Like it's his uncle's wife. So like she's his aunt via marriage, but not like his blood aunt. But that's what people are saying. And then but T Grizzley's side was like, yo, he was in the car. He went out to go to his cousin's house, and they ran up to the car, shot in the car, thinking T Grizzley was in there, but his aunt was in there and killed his aunt. So we don't really know.
Vicinity for 2 hours, but to say that he did this by himself is a stretch. It's a big stretch. So he could very well have been in the vehicle as an accomplice and not the actual shooter.
Yeah, but then even then he'd have to be charged as like accessory to murder or accomplice to murder. You know what I mean? So like, even if that's the case, I mean no, because technically you could still get charged with murder. Like the ex's killers and shit, they got charged with murder. You know what I mean? Even though it's 2 of them were drivers, but
the jury just had a tough
some
time,
would be
bro,
accessory
convicting this man after the medical reports and his brother testified he could barely walk on August 15th. So to say that he conducted a murder on August 20th, they just couldn't do it. It came back as a hung jury. So some people believed he was guilty, some didn't believe he was guilty. Now it was also revealed in court today that Jobina Brown had a life insurance policy on it. Now I don't have the full transcripts, so I'm not gonna tell y'all.
T Grizzley?
Just yet. I was told who was the beneficiary, but I'm not gonna tell y'all just yet until I get the full transcript. But somebody in court told me, part of the family, Jobina Brown had a life insurance policy on her. Now this person told me that nobody from her family got a dime from that life insurance policy. Nobody from her family got a dime from that life insurance policy. So, hey.
You can shot her in the whip. No, she was in the whip.
With those statements what you may. If you get my drift. But I'm not ready to put my name to that yet until I get the full transcript to see the black and white. Now, the trial is restarting August 15th. Now, a mistrial don't automatically mean you about to get off. Honestly, a mistrial is probably the worst case scenario for him, because now the prosecutors got more time to investigate the hospital claim. Now they got more time to investigate,
things like this make me happy that I always grew up around the right people and right area and crowd.
I mean, regardless, that could be your life, but anything could happen. You could still one day a nigga see you, nigga, you have some Balenciagas on, run up on you with a stick trying to rob you. You out of there. You know what I mean? Like it's just like that. Like X got killed. Bro, X was doing fucking charity for kids and shit. Went out to buy a bike and niggas ran upon him and killed him, bro. He was 20 years old.
Surveillance footage from when he left the hospital. Yo, who treated him?
I live
Yo,
in the
what was his
white
condition?
part of Florida, Fort Lauderdale.
See where?
Now the prosecutors could prepare more now because they know what their defense is going to be. So it's going to be a little tougher for him the next go round. But the fact that they're having another trial that fast, they're having another trial pre-trial starts August 15th. Jury selection is August 15th.
That's crazy.
The trial ended July 31st. 15 days? To put that in comparison, bro, A.J. Armstrong, who was being accused of killing 2 of his parents, I think he had like 2 mistrials. And each trial was like a year or 2 apart.
So I'm saying, like, why can a nigga just keep running back the same trial on you like 100 times if they can't prove you're guilty? Now, I'm not saying, certain niggas should be...
KMJ Def
Bro,
was gooning.
shut the fuck up. Like, I don't think they should be able to, like... Because, yes, there are some niggas who are bad, who are getting mistrial, but I feel like, gang, I'm telling you, if it takes you fucking 4 trials to prove a nigga's guilty, to me, it's not even that you proved he's guilty, bro. It's just you're able to kind of win over the jury in that particular trial. If 3 previous ones, they couldn't agree with you, to me, you can't then tell me that beyond reasonable doubt, this nigga has done this crime. I cannot sit there and be like, beyond reasonable doubt, without a doubt in my mind, 100%. He did this crime, and I throw a nigga to jail for 50 years to life, or like 25 to life, no possibility of parole. Knowing that 3 trials before this, you couldn't prove he was guilty. I just don't understand.
YW Melly, he had a mistrial.
See, I just talked about that.
YW Melly is not back on trial yet. So to have another trial within 15 days?
Yeah, they have some shit on this nigga.
Nah, bro.
Yeah. If you come on YouTube to get news, be careful because many of these people are making stuff up to get views. So one guy that's making a lot of stories about the T Grizzley case and keeps reiterating how he's talking to people in the court and he knows people that are part of the case is giving some bad info. So he said Jermaine Whedon, possibly known as 600 Wu-Tang, has made a statement that T Grizzley paid him to do the hit. That's not true.
A lot of people sent me that video saying, yo, this dude is sneak dissing you. I don't know who he is. I've never watched this content. I don't know who he is.
He's having blogger
and
beef.
He claims he had people in the courtroom, which is all cap, bro. Cap. It's just not true, bro. Yo, there's a reason why I'm going to Detroit to actually do a full-on interview with people in Jobina Brown's family. I'm doing that. I'm going to Detroit. You know why? Why I have access like that, bro? Because I've never told a lie of revolving the all of my sources is direct from the situation. And also, too, you lied on me. I never said that Jermaine Whedon ever said that in court.
Said his lawyer.
You was a liar. What I said was his defense attorneys was providing alternative theories. And one of the theory was T Grizzley paid for this hit because Jobina Brown was pregnant. Which you also acknowledge that the prosecutors brought somebody in court to testify and prove that Jobina Brown wasn't pregnant. Why will the prosecutors bring somebody to court randomly to testify that Jobina Brown wasn't pregnant? Why would that be relevant?
So this could be a situation like where, like, with X's killers, remember how everyone was like, oh, Drake got X killed, which is bullshit, right? But like, what the niggas who kill X, when they went to trial, they tried to use that as leverage to get themselves off of the crime. So they were like, we had nothing to do with it. And they tried to subpoena, remember they tried to subpoena academics and Drake to court? And they tried to subpoena Drake and academics to court to like, yo, people believe that Drake put money on X's head and somebody else probably went and killed him. Like, they try to use other situations to like kind of like get themselves out of the, like, get themselves off. You know what I mean? So like, it could be a situation like this where like the nigga's defense attorney try to like throw
can you explain the Drake in 30 after?
Yeah. So like, it could be a situation like that where they try to like throw fucking T Grizzley under the bus so that he can get himself off. And T Grizzley really ain't have nothing to do with it. We don't really know yet, but it's still weird how he's from 600 and the nigga is locked in with Buka and shit, and Buka's T Grizzley's dog. Like, why would that nigga be trying to kill T Grizzley? But this nigga did just say earlier that T Grizzley fucking this nigga got shot So maybe he's trying to get revenge. Maybe some shit. I don't know.
These dudes are so filled with hate, and they're getting bit by third-party information that they think that they can question. Bro, I'm the source.
Grizzley hasn't been indicted on this at all.
So why did the prosecutors bring somebody to court to
not in jail,
testify that Jobina Brown wasn't pregnant? Why would that piece of information be relevant? That's because the defense brought that up, obviously. Obviously, right? The prosecutors wouldn't bring somebody to debunk their own statements. Obviously, the defense said that. And that's why they brought somebody to debunk the fact that Jobina Brown was not pregnant. Well, why would the defense bring up the fact that Jobina Brown was pregnant? You see, Brand, people like you are people who I hate the most, okay? Y'all are these pseudo wannabe journalist dudes who hate on anything walking, who can go out and get the direct source, who don't have to represent themselves as a quote-unquote journalist. Your third-party information didn't tell you.
Niggas in blogger beef, bro. I've never seen no shit like this in my life.
That's a random piece of information. Why would they just bring that up? They brought that up as a motive that T. Grizzley paid for the hit. And the prosecutors brought somebody there to debunk that. Yo, and I never understood you dudes, man. And there's a reason why I waited 2 days to even make this video about the hung jury. Because I wanted to see, Mr. I got sources in the courtroom, I wanted to see you report about the mistrial, about the hung jury. I waited 2 days. And there's a reason why your next video on this situation is gonna be a review of my information in this video. You're gonna pop out probably tomorrow or tonight if you're shameless enough. Hey, my sources say it was a hung jury. Wait, you mean Poetic Flacco?
Niggas is really beefing over a next murder case with a next person and a next jury. This is crazy. This is wild.
React or report on something that you do, because I don't care. And right, like I don't care to address you. But for some reason, you older cats are bitter and y'all are haters, and I don't understand why. Minding my business. Nothing I said was false. Nothing I said was untrue. Everything I said came directly from the family, and it's gonna be proven. Hey, man. Where was your sources, bro? It's been 2 days. Where's your hung jury video at?
Yo, these niggas are really going at it, bro. This shit is
y'all let me know in the comment section. What do you guys think about this, man? Do y'all believe, that the mistrial will end in a guilty or non-guilty verdict the second time?
I don't care.
Let me know in the comment section, okay? And if you're still watching, man, click on this video right here somewhere on my screen to find out how Umar Johnson, life is crashing down right before our eyes. Click on this video right here to find out the bad news. I'm gonna see you guys in this video.
All right.
Something, baby, I like just how you blushing. And maybe we could bust it at the function. Turn nothing to something. Wish you could just see the horrors of my life may upbring.